All right, hi everybody. Welcome to another video. This one is about chains, and as you can see, I'm standing. So we've gone from the 6 degrees of freedom stuff. I'm still using the 6 degrees of freedom rig, but I'm trying to rewrite some of the systems for ground control and locomotion. There's a long way to go with that, so the character might look a little bit kind of crappy, especially on some of the transitions, but just bear with it. It'll get better over time. And yeah, if you see something that looks bad, don't worry about it. I'll try to fix it. But here we're trying to play around with this chain. I've got a new concept. It's not anything crazy or super complicated, but I am trying to make a better chain than the ones I've used before. And I think I'm onto something. So I thought I would share. It's just it goes along with the idea that the main issue that I run into when I'm playing with the chains is is that they is that when you try to make them lightweight, they're kind of unstable, right? Because the joint solution has like slop to it or stretch to it, and you've got joints that stretch too much, and that stretching has some real like elastic properties to it. And so not only will it stretch, but it'll stretch and vibrate so aggressively. Sometimes it'll go completely unstable and explode and do all kinds of really nasty stuff. So with this chain, what I'm trying to do, this is mostly just a normal, just a set of rigid bodies linked together with a joint. But in addition to the joint that links together all those rigid bodies, there's a joint that joins each link to the world. And there's no spring value on that. So they're not trying to actually go anywhere. But I am using the world joint damper value to try to deal with some of the chain instability issues. And so what I'll do is measure the force, the joint force of each at each link, where um, the links are jointed together. Measure that force, and if there's enough force on that, add a little bit of damper to that world joint. If there's a lot of force on it, maybe it needs a lot of damper. It's not so much damper that it makes the chain like look weird and act weird, but instead it's enough. It's kind of I've kind of tuned it so that it removes a lot of that elasticity from the attributes of the chain, and just kind of makes it so that it's way more stable. So the joints don't or the rigid bodies don't want to fly all over the place. The chain doesn't really want to vibrate all that much. And if it gets stretched and released, then it doesn't like snap back so aggressively that it like overshoots and starts going crazy and stuff. So at the end of the day, what you end up with is a chain that, for example, can support my character's body weight, which is really slick because it's not that heavy of a chain. I mean, it is relatively. I mean, it's not a super lightweight chain, but I think the links are zero point 0.2 kilograms or something like that. But it's a whole lot lighter than the yellow chain that I had in that one video, and it's just a much lighter chain than I've been able to use before to pick up a load as heavy as this. And my character, I think, is in this iteration, he's probably 84 kilograms or so, right? So that's not too shabby to have zero point 0.2 kilogram links, stable, holding 84 plus kilogram load. And I've tried to do this like this hand over hand chain before as well, and none of the chains I used in the past were even close to being able to handle this. And so this one is like far superior in that regard. So which is really slick. So I'm so glad I did all that flying training because this is not bad. This is doable. So the camera is kind of yanking around a little bit. Here, let me switch to first person and you guys can see what the camera's doing. See if you're able to handle it. All right, so this is what it looks like from my perspective. I'm just kind of like I said, hand over handing this. Oh, I'm getting a little crazy. About to lose my grip. But like I said, I think once your brain gets used to the wobbliness, it's real doable. It's you know, once you can predict this, you don't get nearly as it's not nearly as unsettling. You don't get nearly as sick and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions about the chain stuff, whether it's this concept or another concept or whatever. And hope you enjoyed the transitions. I think the transitions between like normal standing and the 6 degrees of freedom are looking really good. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still ass, but I mean, just having it work at all is pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think. Talk to you later. See you in the next one.